Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is Kate back at it with a new video. The title of this video, Everybody Tries to Take Advantage of the Senior. Let's talk about it. Now you're probably saying, well Kate, why do people want to take advantage of seniors? Didn't seniors do a lot for everybody? You know, they raised kids, they helped out at the church, they always were around to help people and still is, right? So why would people want to take advantage of the seniors? Because in this world we live in, people think seniors are easy pickings. Now, in some cases, it's true. But what are some of the things that people take advantage of seniors on? Okay. Now, I got a little list, but the list was so long, I couldn't put everything on it. But starting out, number one, warranties. We some warranty MFs, right? We got warranties on everything. We got warranties on our cars, warranties on our houses, warranties on our appliances, warranties on the dog. We some warranty MFs. We got warranties up to yang yang. And in all truthness, you really don't need all those warranties because when you buy something new, and if it's a decent product, you shouldn't need a warranty on it. It should last you forever. It's like when you buy a car, you buy the extended warranty, and I did that. Well, I didn't need it because the truck already had the manufacturer warranty, so I really didn't need it. And if the truck was in good condition, brand new, hopefully it should last more than 3 additional years. So it was actually, I think it was like $1,900 extra, and didn't need it because the truck didn't need no repairs and all that. So it was a waste of money. And what's the next one? The grandparent scam. Well, this is where someone pretends, it could be even your grandkids doing this too, pretend that they've been kidnapped or held hostage for some money or whatever the deal is, and they need money to set them free. Now, in some cases, or maybe most cases, the grandkids not even involved, and somebody just called there and say, "Hey, we got your grandkid. Oh, you got little Johnny? Yeah, we got little Johnny." But if that's where you messed up because you called out a name. So now they gonna use that name even though they don't have anybody. And now you racing to your nearby Walgreens or Walmart to get one of those, what do they call those throwaway cards where you can put money on it and then you send it to somebody. Seniors are big on that one. And so they drain you like that. What's the next one? A senior being a landlord. Now, it's cool. When you're young, you want to be a landlord. That's cool. But who wants that aggravation of dealing with folks in your 60s, 70s, and 80s? I was just talking to a friend of mine yesterday. He got all these properties he's managing and running and all that. Who needs that? You get a certain age, you probably got all your good years behind you and a few years ahead of you. And the last thing you want to be doing is out there effing around with people that don't want to pay their rent or tearing up your apartments. And it's just a mess. And I'm not saying all tenants are bad because it's not true. But, who wants that headache when you get a certain age? The next one is government imposters. When the Social Security call you and tell you that you might be going to jail because they overpaid you and they need you to pay the money back, and they give you instructions on how to do it. And again, you need one of those throwaway debit cards where you go to your bank and then you load all your money up on that card and then you send that in, and how that ends for you. What's the next one? Medical supplies. Now this one, it's funny, the healthcare provider I'm with, they sent out one of those robocalls, and I thought it was something else. So I called them back, and they was telling me about a first alert. Now, some people really do need it. If not able to get around and you fall in a lot or something like that. Well, yeah, that can probably benefit you, right? But if you got good health or fairly decent health, where you can stand and walk and drive and go to the grocery store yourself, well, you probably don't need it. But anyway, they was telling me, they was trying to sell me on it, and I said, so how much is it? So they said, well, the product is free. And seniors love free. You say free, we all in. But there's a catch to it. There's always a catch to free, because nothing in this world is free. So they say, well, we give you the free product, but you got to first sign this contract saying that, you agree to pay the fees associated with this product. Like, because you got to have somebody monitoring that device, right? So you have to pay, I think she said $40 a month for them to monitor it, and you keep it on you all the time, and then something happens. And so when I said I couldn't afford the 40, well, we'll make it 20. And when people start lowering price, that should give you a red flag right there. That's like those timeshare, and that's for another video. So, we buy a lot of shit we don't need. They talk us into getting wheelchairs, and you can walk. What you need a wheelchair for? And then you go over some senior out, they got all this stuff. They got canes, walkers, wheelchairs. They got all this stuff. They got all these products that they don't need. So, people are taking advantage of that too. The medical center I'm with, nice place, friendly staff. They told me when I first started out, I have to come see them once a month. Come to the doctor's office and see them once a month. Now, why do I need to see them once a month? If I'm not saying I'm in the best shape, right? I can swim, I can walk, I can get on the treadmill, I can drive. Why do I need to see the doctor once a month? It makes no sense, because I'm used to maybe twice a year. Now, in some cases, I'm going to keep going back to that, some cases. In some cases, some people really do need to be in touch with their doctor that frequent. And that's a good thing, because that means that, they can constantly monitor your health situation. But if you're in fairly good shape and, I can monitor my own blood pressure, my own glucose. I'm not a diabetic, but I like to stay in touch with my glucose, because I don't want to be diabetic. They said I was a pre-diabetic. So, I got to, pay attention to what I'm eating and cut down on that sugar and some of the other things. And again, that's for another video. So, you don't really need, if you don't need 12 months out of a year to see your doctor unless you really have something going on that requires that. Other than that, then it would probably be as needed, I would think, right? And that's what I told my healthcare provider. I said, well, I don't need that much medical attention. I mean, I appreciate it, but, I got a life, that, I don't want to be taking up space where it's not needed or warranted. So, let's just stick to maybe 3 times or maybe 4. It's good that it's there, because if I hurt myself, because I just hurt my back trying to dive on my bed practicing for the pool, and that was a no-no because I got a firm mattress. So, I hurt my back. What's another one? tech support where you get on the phone and they got all kind of issues going on with your computer and they need you to sign up for some type of a warranty so they can constantly monitor your computer. What's the next one? The sweepstakes and the lottery. Now, seniors are big on those. We love our lottery, don't we? Never win, but sometimes we do. And and I always question this. What the heck we gonna do with $100 billion? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with $10 million? You 80 years old. What you gonna do with it? We'll give it away, I guess. And then here's the one that really, now y'all gonna get mad at me over this one. You know what? The one that really sticking to seniors, and we don't even think twice about it, is going to the casino. The casino will pick you up in a bus and they haul you out to the casino and keep you out there until them pockets are empty. And they mainly do it, I guess, in the daytime, lunchtime, stuff like that. That's when casinos are kind of slow, because I guess the young people come at night. So you need something in that early stage where, you can get people up in there so they can gamble, right? And you can make money. So how do you lure seniors in? One, you pick them up. Two, you offer them free lunch. And then three, now you got them. They playing that slot machine or pushing that button, just draining their change. Now, you probably saying, well, Kay, ain't nothing wrong with that because ain't nothing wrong with activities. Right, I agree with you. But when it starts affecting your rent, your mortgage, the bills that you got to pay, your car note if you got one, yes, it's a problem because most seniors are on fixed income. They really can't afford it. Let's go there with it. So, to be picking somebody up, when they're getting their change and then haul them out to the casino, it's probably not a good thing to do because, number one, seniors really can't afford it. And then what's the next one? The job scam. Now, some seniors really do need to be working. And I'm one of them. If I had not have paid off my house, I'd be working. Because with the price of rents and expenses, food and utilities and all that, it would be impossible for me to be trying to pay, what's the average rent, about $1,400. Some people paying $2,000, so it would, I'm lucky and blessed that I don't have to get out there and do the rec race, but I do have to monitor my money. And to do that is not going to the casino. There's a lot of things that you can do other than, spending a lot of money. What's the next one? Robocalls, when they just constantly calling you. And you get so tired of them, you just go on and do whatever they want you to do so they can stop calling. And then they drain your money. What's the next one? Investment scam, where they talk seniors into investing into stuff that don't even make sense, and seniors do it, believe it or not, some do it. And then what's the other one? Overcharging, where they overcharge you, everything is, they think you're stupid, so they kind of up the fee on it, and you wind up paying more than it's worth. What's the other one? The love scam. Now this one gets a lot of seniors because, most seniors, they at home, they're not working anymore, they got time on their hands. So then you get somebody calling you or texting you pretending to be a beautiful woman or a handsome man. And all they need, there's the red flag when they need some money. That should be your red flag right there. They need some money. So, that should tell you something right there. When the minute somebody asks for some money, that should be a red flag. But for most seniors, it isn't because they're bored, they're lonely, they got time on their hands, so it's okay. What's the next one? The repair scam, when somebody come out and your furnace went out and then it needs all kind of things, and really all they had to do is change the fuse or change the battery in the thermostat. but they'll sit down in the basement eating a sandwich, watching my videos. Thank you very much. Pretending they working, and then they would take their pipe wrench or something and kind of makes a noise, bang, 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 knowing they ain't doing jack down there. And then they come up and tell you that you got all kind of issues, and so they got to charge you, or you need a new system. The next one is senior living, where they just house you into these buildings, and they just leave you there, and you just sitting out on the porch all day, watching the cars go by, family ain't visiting you, relatives ain't visiting you, you just there, and we're gonna get into that one too, but not today. And then what's the other one? Family. Family could be something else too. Family, especially if you got some deadbeat children, they can drain you too, because they always need something, and you they bank because they don't want to get out there and do what they need to do, and so they constantly nagging you for some money. So those are some of the things, or maybe all of them, and I'm sure, you probably experienced maybe one or two of them, but you can combat this, and I'm gonna tell you how, especially if you got somewhat decent health. Number one, just get out the house, get involved with things that don't cost money, stay active. Go to the gym. I see a lot of seniors at the gym. You go to the gym in the daytime, it's mainly seniors there because most people are at work. So you can work on some things, or just get on the treadmill, do a little walk. You ain't gotta get on there and be at it. You can just walk on the motherfucker. And then try to lift whatever weights you can lift. And just being out with people helps, because you're giving yourself something to do. I'm gonna tell you something. I go swimming and I go to the gym. I'm finna get out here and do a little lightweight traveling. Enjoy life. You don't have to be in some casino or let somebody cheat you out your money and all that. You still got a lot of life ahead of you. As I see it. And so, just getting out there, getting involved, because I'm going to tell you something. The main two things that you need is your mental capacity and your physical capacity. If you got those two things, then everything else will work for you. And, you take care of those two things. I play mind games, those books with the kind of difficult puzzles, the maze and the words and the numbers. All that's important because it makes the mind work, because that's what's important. You got to keep that brain functioning, and then you gotta work your body, even if it's just walking up and down some stairs, right? Picking up something in the house for a few minutes, or going to the gym if you're able to. All those things matter because you want to stay sharp as long as you can, because if you don't, people will take advantage of you. So that's all I have for you. Sorry this one went a little too long. This is Kay, back at it with a new video. Take care, guys.